Good evening and welcome to Tiffin News Tonight, the authentic RK Wild direction. I'm James Page, and our top story tonight, as Europe clamors for information on the Soviet nuclear disaster, the Soviets are continuing to circle the wagons, accusing the West of blowing the weekend power plant accident way out of proportion.
Good evening, I'm Nancy Golden, and coming up, nearly 2 million blacks in South Africa staged a nationwide May Day strike.
I'm Dolly Coleman. In weather, this weekend, the temperatures are going to be dipping into the 50s. I'll have details on that later.
And we'll have Gerald Jones, Mr. April, with the sports later on. Stay with us. Be right back with a look at national news.
Mr. May.
Ships charged with recovering the Challenger debris says there is solid evidence the explosion was triggered by a failed joint in the right side rocket booster. A recovery ship has retrieved the bottom half of the suspect booster joint, and Lieutenant Colonel Edward O'Connor says when matched with the top half, it clearly shows the flames inside the rocket burned through. NASA is scheduled to launch a new hurricane tracking satellite into orbit atop a 3-stage Delta rocket from Cape Canaveral this evening. It'll be the first launch from the Kennedy Space Center since the shuttle accident. If all goes well, the satellite will provide vital weather information from its station 22,000 miles above the Atlantic Ocean.
The U.S. Energy Department has approved a $315 million settlement with Atlantic Richfield that officials say is the largest oil pricing cash settlement negotiated out of court by the department. ARCO was accused of overcharging customers by nearly $240 million in sales of price-controlled crude oil. Figures released by the Commerce Department today show construction spending in March took its biggest tumble in more than a year. The department puts the seasonally adjusted annual rate at $354.5 billion, down more than $4 billion from the month before. Most of the decline came in spending on industrial construction, including factories. That has been a look at national news. Please stay tuned for state and local news as well as sports and weather.
Look at state news, and we have Gerald Jones sitting in here. I guess we can still call you Mr. April, although it's May 1st. You shine in the month of April, so
hey,
good luck.
I shine. I shine whenever I can. It's May 1st, ladies and gentlemen, and Cincinnati is still doing terrible. We'll be back with those stories and others right after this.
Why no blues?
Well, we're right back, and to correct that trivia answer, it was Michael Spinks who was the first light heavyweight to capture the heavyweight title, not his brother Leon, who resembles me in some ways. Now, looking at the sports. In last night's lone NBA playoff game, the Los Angeles Lakers fell behind Dallas by 12 points in the first half, then bounced back to beat the Dallas Mavericks 117-113. Los Angeles leads the best-of-7 series 2-0. Look for the Lakers to sweep in 4. The 76ers and Milwaukee Bucks played Game 2 of their series tonight in Milwaukee. Philadelphia won the first game. Pro hockey's postseason begins Phase 3 this evening at the Forum in Montreal, where the Canadiens host the New York Rangers. The Canadiens enter the best-of-7 Wales Conference Series after eliminating Hartford in 7 games of a second-round set, while the Rangers stunned Washington in 6 games in their showdown. Don't look for New York to go too far. The other Stanley Cup semifinal begins tomorrow in Calgary, of all places, where the fans are celebrating last night's 3-2 seventh game dethroning of the Edmonton Oilers. The Flames kept the Oilers in check, or should we say the Oilers kept the flame alive. Chicago Mayor Harold Washington says the White Sox have a